Well, it's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, and I want to welcome all of you to this very, very special, and I do mean special, masterclass that we're doing. And this masterclass that we'll be doing today has to be I'll tell you, one of, if not the most popular topic I'm asked to speak on, which is really how to close the deal. And I want you to imagine for a moment, just for a moment, how your life would be different if you were able not only to get in front of the people who had a problem, not only share with people how you solve that problem, there we go, but more importantly, if you were able to really close the deal, which means you're able to provide a service to them that's going to help them. How would that make you feel? Let me say it like that. How would that make you feel? What would be different for you in your life? How would your bank account be reflected? And this morning, this evening, this afternoon, no matter where you are in the world today, we're going to be talking about how to actually close the deal. Now, if you're just tuning in, I want to welcome you right now. Give me 1 second. I think something came out here. You know, no matter how much technology we have, if you don't have a cord in, then you're not going to see something. So I see the cord popped out. 1 minute. Do me a favor. Let me know you can hear me. So look right below the video and just say, Shay, we can hear you. Just to make sure. And I've got one very important thing here. Very, very, very important. All right, we're just making one adjustment over here, which I'm doing now. There we go. All right, I'm back. Doesn't matter what happens and how much technology you have. Sometimes you still got to double check, triple check, and as they say, verify, right? It's nothing like verify. Now they're telling me that they can see the screen. Okay, let me do a mic check for everyone that's out there. We're kicking off now the Closing Mastery Playbook. They're now letting me know that they can see it. Yay! I love it. Let's give it up for the team. Let's get it for the team. Here's something that I do know, and I want you all to jot this down in your notes, that success is a team sport. You can only get so far by yourself. So I wish I could say I could do this by myself, but I can't. It takes a team, and I'm very appreciative of the team. So give me just a moment, and then we're going to get kicked off with Closing Mastery Playbook. And I want you to once again imagine how your life's going to be different. Not only if you're closing the deal, but for many of you, this is going to be great train-the-trainer content for a lot of you out there right now. This is exactly the type of conversation that you've been looking to be involved in. So I want to welcome everybody. Gordon Young, I see you out there. Lorette, I see you out there. Carol, I see you out there. And my promise to every single one of you who are tuned in that this conversation will be a good use of your time. You know, one of our beliefs at the Happy Entrepreneur Tribe is that the results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. And this will be one of those conversations where it'll all be about getting results in your bank account. Someone do me a favor and look below the video and write ching-ching. Ching-ching over to you right now that are tuning in. Now, I really have two outcomes for our time today. My number one outcome is to provide you value, to provide you exactly how you can use a closing system in your business, whether you're closing for an appointment, whether you're closing for the sale, whether you're closing for a new lead, whether you're closing for someone that you're doing a collaboration in. My number one outcome is to share with you the best strategies, Tashika Green, the best strategies, Arthur, the best strategies, Gordon, the best strategies, Carol, on how to close the deal. And I'm going to put it in context so we understand that we're going to be talking about the pre-close, then the actual close, and then the final close. And that's my number one outcome. And my second outcome, for some of you who are tuned in, my second outcome is to extend an opportunity For some of you, you want to do all the closing yourself. And for others of you, you want a virtual sales team. You want a team that actually goes out there, does all your prospecting, does all of your appointments, does all your sales, and actually gets the deals for you. And at the very, very end, I'm going to share all those details with you. Let me give you my number one principle. And principles are rules. Principles are guidelines. Principles are things that kind of guide the business. And this is my belief. If you're out there right now and you need more resources in your business, or you're listening right now and you really need to step up your game, you need to raise it up, jot this down in your notes. I think this is so important. And to me, this is where the magic happens. This is where the magic happens. And here it is. Selling will solve any business problem. So if you're stressed right now and you're very green in sales, this conversation is going to be a good use of your time. If you're a seasoned professional, this conversation is going to be a good use of your time. But what I want you to know is that selling will solve any business problems, because for many of you, once you get the resources in, it reduces your stress. Once you get the resources in, it allows you to connect other people and other software. So yeah, is closing important? Yes. And yes, it is true that sales will solve any business problem you have. Now, you might be thinking, Shay, I'm not in sales, right? I'm just selling my idea. I'm selling my belief. I'm selling my values. Is this conversation going to be a good use of my time? Yes. But if you're a speaker, if you're an author, if you're a coach, if you own a brick and mortar business, if you are an expert, if you're in network marketing, here's something I want you all to write down in your notes. And I don't want you to miss this. This is very important. But jot this down in your notes right now. And here it is. All roads in business lead to a professional sales conversation. So I want you to imagine for a moment that all of your marketing, all of your Facebook lives, all of your Facebook ads, all of your networking, all of your technology, all of your messaging, all of the things you're doing every single day in your business, they all lead to one place and one place only. And they all lead to where? A professional sales presentation. Because selling will do what? Do you remember what selling will do? Yes, selling will solve any business problem. So if you got a business problem right now and it needs to be solved, well, what's the one answer? It's sales. Yet most people really don't put enough time into learning how to actually close the deal. And yes, they put time into learning how to get their website done. They put time in learning how to make sure they got the right software, like their CRM system. And yes, they put the right time to get their right email campaign. But here's what I know. And I had a conversation with someone this morning, and they were down. And they're like, I got to get going. And they've been in business now for, I think, 8 years. And what was stressing them out is that they were doing all this activity, but they weren't getting the results. And I shared this with them. I said, hey, look, you really don't have a sales problem because you're not asking for enough folks to take a step forward with you. And for some of you, I know it's contracting. For others of you, I know it's one-to-one. Some of you do business to business. Doesn't really matter. My point to you is this, and I'm going to share something with you now that's going to be a game changer. All roads in business lead to a professional sales presentation. So let me share with you the 3E system. And I wanted to share this with you before I get into different closing techniques, because when you're talking to your prospects and you're meeting with them, in their mind, which is so true, they see the world through 3 different lenses. And this is very, very important. Very, very important. I call it the 3 E's. And some folks are going to do it through their ears. Some folks are going to do it through their eyes. And some folks are going to do it through emotions. And I'm going to talk about why that's important. And then I'm going to tie that into some very specific closing strategies that you can use in your business. And I just want to take a moment and just acknowledge you for being here, by the way. It says so much about you. All right, let's go to the 3E method. And I want you to think about when you're communicating that some folks are really focused on the first E. Jot this in your notes. The first E is your eyes. That means they're very, very visual. And so when you're talking to them from a visual perspective. Or if you're communicating, it's through a visual perspective. Your email is always communicating because that's how they see the world. That's how they learn. That's how they adapt. That's how they hear you. That's how they communicate. And so when you're communicating through visuals, which are the eyes, it's important to talk in terms of the list. So today I'm going to share, I think, 7 techniques that you can use in order to close the deal. You see, I'm talking through lists. I'm using my eyes as a visual. Some of you are using graphics, or some of you use pictures to actually drive home your point. Now, this is very important. This is very important because you understand that some people are very, very visual. So we got to communicate to them in a visual perspective. And I want you to think about your own business, how you're doing that. Now, Shay, give me the sales logical argument. This is a master class on closing. And so give me a distinction. And a distinction for those folks that are watching is a understanding beyond common knowledge. So one of the distinctions that I would give you when you're talking about teaching people and using visuals to do that is when you're talking about the eyes, here's why you are using that and speaking their language. Jot this in your notes. Eyes help the person see the possibilities and the outcomes. Put that down in your notes. Put that down in your notes. That's very important. Eyes help people see the possibilities and the outcomes. Don't worry, we'll get into it in a moment. I'm just going over the 3E method right now just to kind of get you going. But I want people to understand when they're talking how they're communicating. So right now, I'm sharing with you the possibilities that when you improve your selling skills, when you do that, then you're going to be able to generate more revenue in your business, which will give you the resources that you need because you got connected to the principle. The principle that I shared earlier was that selling will solve any business problem that you have right now in your business. Yet most folks don't focus on what? Selling. I shared that. Now I want to make sure we understand that. So that's why we're focused on solving a problem, and we will serve first and then we will sell later. You got that? You got that? And then for some of you, I kind of shared with you quickly. I said, look, all roads in business, everything you're doing right now, and every phone call, every email, every text message, every Facebook post, every Instagram, all roads in business lead to a professional sales presentation. Then someone said, okay, Shay, if that's the case, if this is the case, and I understand it to be true, then start giving me some techniques in this masterclass. So then I said, okay, I'm going to give you the 3 E's. I'm just at the first E right now, but I'm going back and giving you a visuals. What's up, Anna Banks? What's going on? Good to see you. Clinton McCoy. Hey, Clinton, we got to collect. I don't know if you got my message, but we got to get you on the show, brother. Mary Mitchell, it's a pleasure. Monica, thanks for being here today in the house. And so I said, let's go to the 3E method. Now I'm going to share techniques, but I want to share something that's a fundamental principle that's helped. So the first E we talked about was the eyes. And there's some folks learn through the eyes because they're going to use lists, they're going to use graphics, pictures to make the point. Some people got to see it. The reason they've got to see it is they've got to see the possibilities of where it's going to go. Now, I'm going to role play that in a moment because now I'm going to give you language patterns that you can use for just the first E. Now listen, I don't want you winging it. I don't want you shooting from the hip. I don't want you shooting from the lip. I'm going to get into closing. I'm going to get into the pre-close, the ask for the order. I'm going to get into the final close. But right now, I just want you to understand that when you're talking to someone, even no matter what their buyer profile is, no matter what your signature selling language is, I don't have time to get into that right now, that you can still communicate in a way and understand, are they someone that needs to use their eyes to learn or listen to me? Are they using their ears? Are they using emotions? So let me share some language patterns with you that's going to help you right now in this present moment. What's up, Amber Smith? It's a pleasure. Rhonda, I'm glad you could join. So some language you might use is, it appears right now that you can use more sales in your business. I might use an image or illustration. Imagine right now how your life will be different when you have all the resources you need in your business to go to the next level. I might say, look, watch what I'm about to say. Look, what I'm talking about, just look for a moment, look at your present situation today. And you're a business owner and you understand that all sales All roads in business, I'm going to keep coming back to that principle. All roads in business, you understand, lead to professional sales presentation. You understand that selling will solve any problem. Now that you see that, what's up, Tanya? Now that you see that, now that you can feel that, now your focus is right where you want it on. And I'm getting you to see the possibilities, to imagine what's possible. And then now I'm using language to take you where you want to go. So let me give you some very specific language that's going to help you right now. We're just on the eyes. I'm going to get into closing techniques that's going to help you. But for some of you, you understand your words will make you rich. And whatever you're saying today, however you're communicating, is just not getting you the results you need. And you don't really need more people. I want you to focus on this right now. You don't need more people. Look at what I'm saying right now. You don't need more leads. You don't need more people. You don't need more contracts. You need to be able to communicate effectively to the people that you are working with now. So I want you to visualize that you're having a conversation that's briefer, that's shorter, that's more powerful, that's more persuasive. And as a result, you're closing more deals. What I just did there with the first E, we're using the 3E method, is I just said a few phrases. And the phrase I used was look at this. The next phrase I used was visualize the idea. The next phrase I used was focus on this. My favorite was watch this. So these are I phrases that we can use as part of our conversation that helps it be briefer, stronger, and more powerful. The next E I want to share is the ears. So people are visual, but that might not have been top of mind to you until you showed up for this masterclass. And I'm so glad you're here. If you haven't taken a moment, hit the watch button, hit the share button, and share this with your network and say, it's time to serve more and help more. Just do that. Just hit the watch party button. Hit the share button right now. Pay this message forward to another community. So let's go to the second E. The second E is our ears. Now I'm going to get into some good stuff. We're just getting going. But the ears is tell them what others have said about your product or service. Now here is where we're going to really be using language patterns that they can hear what we're saying. I mean, some people learn by hearing, some people learn by seeing, some people learn by emotion. I call them the 3 E's. So let's give me some language patterns that's going to help you. You might say, sounds like someone that I've worked with before. They were in their business, they were doing all the selling, and they wanted to do something else with their time. Let me go ahead and share this with you. And I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm saying. Because there was a time where client X, in this case, let's say I said Sam. And Sam was in a similar situation as you. See, I'm using language that they're listening to so they can hear exactly what I'm saying, when I'm saying it, and exactly how I'm saying it. Now, why is this important? Because now we want to add phrases on to what we were saying. Now, you might not get excited. You might not jump up and down. You might do a number of things. But here's what I want you to know so that you are on top of it and you are not just winging it and trying to use your charisma. Now some of you sell because you have the rock star signature selling style. So you just sell on charisma. And charisma's gotten you so far. But charisma's been hard for you to duplicate in other people. I got a call early this morning from a dear friend, and she's good. And she said, Shay, I need to hand this off to a team. I need to hand these reins off to a team. My concern, Shay, is that they can't close the way I close. I said, okay, well, you don't want your team to close the way you want them to close. You want them to close how they close as long as they're providing the service. You want them to have the training techniques that they need. And she said, can you just handle it for me? And I'm happy that we're going to do that. For you, as you're listening, you might be the person making the sale. You might be the person making all the calls. And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that or following up. So let me give you some language patterns on the ears. I'm going to teach you how to close, but I want you to get better at what you say, when you say it, and how you say it. What's up, Lamar? What's up, Kim Cheek? Hey, Maggie Moses, glad you can join. So ear phrases are, sounds good. I hear you. Let's talk about it. Let me tell you. See, this gives you an opportunity to echo what they're hearing, and they are clear that you have heard them. We're going over the 3E methods. We're just getting cranked up. We're just getting started. And we talked about the first E is they use their eyes. This is how you're communicating with them. They're visual. So those are eyes. The second E we talked about is really audible. And I want you understanding the buyer's profile. And if you don't know about the 10 buyer profiles, don't worry about that. Tune in. I'll make sure you get the notes. I teach the 10 buyer profiles that we have. And I also teach your own signature selling style. So you're saying language in your way. But on this episode, this is really all about Master Closer Playbook. So I'm just unveiling what the masters do right now. And so the next E that I want to share with you is emotions. And emotions is really, really important because the emotions it gives them something they can touch or manipulate. Some people got to hear you. Some people got to feel you. Some people got to see it. And so emotions is a very, very important part of the selling and service process. Now we're using these techniques for good, not for evil. And so you get it intellectually, but now you've got to kind of, what type of language should I use, Shay? What should I do? And people always want to know specifically, what should they do? And so emotional language that you can use is very important. It's language like balance and hell. One of my favorite is feel. I feel like you're at a place right now, Harvest, where you're ready for a breakthrough. I'm sensing that once you solve this problem, I'm trying to imagine how you're going to feel. And I started the conversation like this earlier. For many of you who were joining the Master Closer Playbook, I said, I want to, imagine how you're going to feel when you are a master closer. There's more money coming in your bank account. How does that feel for you? I start off with sharing for those folks that are emotional that selling will solve any business problem. And so you want to reduce your stress. You want to reduce the headaches. You want to hire the right person and take care of something you don't be involved in. It takes selling to do that. So if you buy into that belief, and it is a principle that we hold true, then you know that all your activities right now, everything you're doing, that all roads in business, all your social media, all of your marketing, all of your automation, all of your technology, all of your coaching, all the effort you're doing right now, which is connected to the third E, by the way, is leading to a professional sales presentation. And if that being the case, then it's very, very important that you're as powerful and persuasive as you possibly can. Now, I'm going to get into, in just a moment, I'm going to get into some cool closing techniques, but I want you to get the language, and I also want you to understand that there are phrases that you can use under the 3E method. And one of my favorite phrases is, let me point out to you right now that your biggest challenge right now is that you want to serve people. You want to help folks. You want to make a bigger difference. The only thing holding you back is not you're not good enough. The only thing holding you back right now is you don't have the resources. The only reason you don't have the resources is not that you haven't put the work in, is that you don't have the revenue to support the resources. And I like to start there. Don't worry, I'm going to get into very specific closing techniques, and I'm going to teach you at least, 10 to 15 in a minute. But I want you, Robert, to hear me. And as you're listening right now, someone hit the share button. Someone hit the watch party button. Someone say it's time to serve. See, that's a feeling. That's an emotion. And it's tough to deal with this. It's tough to go for it. It's tough to do that when things are worrying you right now in your business because it slows you down. Selling will solve any business problem. Someone do me a favor. Look right below the video or put it in your notes and write, selling will solve any business problem when you sell from a place of service. So I'm going to teach closing techniques. I want you to know that we're always focused on serve first, sell less. Serve first, sell second. Serve first, sell second. Now, I know you all agree with me. I know you're all part of that, or you wouldn't be watching right now. But do me a favor, look below the video and just put, it's time to serve. It is time to serve. It is time to serve. Put that down. It is time to what? Serve. Now, if you have a resistance to selling, let me just slow down for some of you that are out there. They're like, Shay, I hate to sell. Shay, I'm not going to hire a sales team and I got to do it. And it's not what I want to do. Let me give you 3 words that has created a breakthrough. And then I'm going to get into the techniques for my clients. And I just want you to walk through this with me for just a moment, because this may be all you need. Jot this down in your notes. When you think about the definition of service, put it in your notes. Just write this down. Selling equals service. Selling equals service. Selling equals service. I see you, James Rollins. It's time to serve. What's up, T.I. Tucker? Selling equals what? Service. And so you're showing up to serve someone. You're showing up to solve a problem. You're showing up to make a difference in the world. And when you serve, the magic happens. One of my favorite personal Shayisms is don't chase the money. Never chase the money. Just add value, and the money will chase you. So when you talk about serving, and you talk about selling equals service, selling equals service, selling equals service, when there is a deficit in your business, the one thing about revenue is it shows up in your service. That's the one thing about revenue. When you serve people, when you serve businesses, when you make a difference for someone, they pay you $1, for lack of a better term. And this is exactly the point I want to make. Here's what I want you to know. And here's why I want you to tune in. This is the number one reason why I want you to get these closing techniques that I'm about to get to in just a moment. Here it is. If right now, as you're listening to me, your bank account doesn't reflect how good you are. If your bank account doesn't reflect how good you are, then you want to pay attention. If your bank account doesn't reflect how good you are, you got to love the team when they come up with that stuff. If your bank account, I always say that, by the way, but I didn't know they had a slide in there. But if your bank account doesn't reflect how good you are, you can't hire the team. You can't purchase the automation tools. You can't get your consultant. You can't run Facebook ads. You can't get the training you need. You can't hire another person. If that's you and you're stuck, then pay close attention, because one thing that I said once, and I'll say it 1,000 times, selling will solve any business problem. So it makes sense to slow down and then focus on generating more sales with your team. If you don't have a team, we'll be your team for you right away, because all of your activity, even you watching right now, you tuning in right now, this is training to do one thing. And that is to lead you or your team to a professional sales conversation, because all roads in business lead to a professional sales presentation. And so we got selling equals service. You're on the right path. You got the 3E method. So you now understand it's about the eyes, it's communicating with the ears, and it's also about communicating with the emotions that we're going to involve. And I share some language with that. And now the selling equals service, and you're right there with me. You're feeling it. You understand that the one thing about revenue, it shows up in your service. Got it, Shay. Got it. My bank account, well, it doesn't reflect how good I am. It could be a lot better than what it is right now. I got it. Here's the message. Selling is just a process by which we exchange value for value. If you're not selling, you could you could read it. You didn't need me. If you're not selling, I'll say it again. If you're not selling, you're not serving. Not in a way that exchanges value for value. One of the things I share all the time is that people will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. That we're in the problem solving business. So we're always about sales. One of the examples I like to give is my 2 sons. And my son used to love driving the car. Now, if you don't have teenagers, or you have people that can drive yet, or in your family, then congratulations to you. But the day will come where they will want to drive the car. Trust me, that's going to happen. And my nephew is at that age where he gets his license next month. So he's looking forward to driving the car. Now, imagine my son takes the car out there, and he drives, and he has a good time, which he's going to do. And he brings the car back. Now, here's the point. Here's the message. Son drives the car. Well, when you serve, without selling, it's like bringing the car back with no gas. My son has a habit of taking the car, and at least he did when he was a lot younger, and he would drive it. And my son would never, ever put gas in the car. Now, this is not a conversation. We're going to get to some more closing techniques. I think I'm teaching 10 to 12 in a minute. So don't send me, well, you can send me a note if you want, but don't send me a note saying, Shay, what does this have to do with it? What it has to do with it is that my son's out enjoying it and doing the best he can. Like some of you are serving in the world and you're doing it for free. And you're not getting paid what you're worth, or you're not bringing enough revenue to grow the business. And so it's like you're serving out there without selling. So you're bringing back the car all the time with gas. Shay, what's the point? Hit me. Jot this in your notes. Someone write this right below the video. And this is so important. Cars run on gas. Businesses run on revenue. So the reason your business may not be growing as fast, the reason you may not be expanding into new markets, the reason you can't get the technology that you need, the reason there might be a challenge of getting to the place where you want to get to is that your car, it runs on gas, but your business is running on revenue. And without that revenue, there's a slowdown. There's a slowdown. Hear me. There's a slowdown on what you need right now. And so we're going to give you the rocket fuel in this conversation. I love this because I believe the results that show up in your life are just as important as the results that show up in your bank account. And this is one of those conversations where it's all about ching, 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 ching. That means bringing in the money. Because when you bring back your car and it's back on empty, and then someone has to fill it up. For me, it was dad. But in your business, you ain't got nobody to fill it up. And as much as I love marketing, I love what marketing represents. I love what they do. Their job is to go out there and identify and speak to your target audience. But sales, we're like the special forces. When marketing doesn't produce the results we're looking for, we go in anyway and we do it anyway. Is that correct? So the way I look at it is this. You can jot this in your notes. Someone put this in your notes. Don't miss this. We're about to get to the cool stuff in a minute. When we gonna get to the good stuff? When we going to get to the good stuff? We're almost there. Here's what I know. Marketing is sexy. And it is sexy. I work with one of the best, baddest, brightest marketing geniuses there are in the world, Trevor Ott. It is sexy as I don't know what. You might be liking these slides. You're like, Shay, it is sexy. And marketing is sexy. But let me tell you something that's a little better. You need some gas in that car. Let me tell you something I want you to have in your notes. Selling is service. So while marketing is sexy, I want you to know that this selling is service. Shay, break that thing down for me. Unpack it for me real quick because I'm here and I want to close, but I got to make sure I understand some of the principles. Okay, I'm with you. I'm feeling you right now. I'm on the same street. Maybe you're picking up what I'm putting down, or you're smelling, as they say, what I'm cooking in the kitchen. So let me unpack it for you right now. Branding helps your business. We'd all agree. Marketing helps your business. We would all agree. Sales does something a little bit different. Sales keeps you in business. Sales provides you the resources necessary to execute the vision that you have for the people you were called to serve. So yeah, it's true. Marketing is sexy, but selling is service. Brand is going to help you. Marketing is going to help you. Sales is going to keep you right in business for where you want to be right now. Because without sales, you will always have more going out than you have coming in. Someone do me a favor. Someone look below the video. Someone write these words. What's up, Rosetta? What's up, Nicole Brown Hurston? I see you out there. Good to see you, La Maria Smith. Thanks for joining. James Rollins. Jot this in your notes. Selling is serious business. Come on, somebody help me out. So seriously, show that to them one more time. Selling is serious business. No, I don't want them to miss that. Selling is serious business. I know we're going to get to the Master Closer Playbook in a moment, but go back. Selling is serious business. Someone do me a favor. If you're an entrepreneur right now and you're ready to serve, you know selling equals service. Look below the video and just write these words. Selling is serious business. And why is that, Shay? I was talking to someone and they're concerned to have me be a speaker at their event. And they asked me, Shay, what's the number one challenge facing entrepreneurs today? And I said, the number one reason that entrepreneurs go out of business every single day is due to a lack of sales. So if entrepreneurs are going out of business due to a lack of sales, then the number one challenge facing entrepreneurs today is sales. Is having the resources that they need in their business to do the things that they want to do. Because I believe from my heart and my heart of hearts that selling is serious business, because selling will solve any business problem you have right now. Now, if you're watching right now, you're like, Shay, I'm feeling you. I'm feeling you. I'm there. I'm there. Don't worry. I'll send you the notes. I'll send you the notes. I will send you the slides. You can have all the slides I'm going through right now, but all roads in business, every activity you do. When you show up, talk to your coach, you're showing up because you're trying to get to a professional sales conversation. When you show up, you post that Facebook post or that Instagram post, or you focus on that marketing, you're focusing on activities that lead to a professional sales presentation. So now we're going to get into the Master Closer Playbook, and we're going to walk through that. And yeah, I'm going to give you some selling techniques and some closing techniques. And I'm going to talk about the pre-close and then the close and the final close, and all that's good. But here's the message, and you might want to take a picture of this screenshot right now. You might want to take a picture of this and post this right now where you are, is that cars run on gas, business runs on revenue. So selling is serious business. And if you ain't putting along and you're not in the fast lane and you don't have the pedal to the metal, then the one reason is that there's just not enough gas in the car. And so, or the right type of fuel. So we got to have the rocket fuel, because sales is going to keep your butt in business, by the way. Brandon's going to help you. Marketing is going to help you. I know they're arguing right now, but sales is going to keep you in the business, because selling is serious business. So we're about to have a serious conversation. This might be the number one conversation you're going to be in this point for where you are in your career. Because we're talking about the one area that we know is going to help you in your business beyond a shadow of a doubt. So all roads in business lead to a professional sales presentation. Now, when you're focused on sales, and again, I'm sharing this masterclass from a perspective of trainer content. That means some of you are going to take what you're learning from this class, and you're going to teach it to your team. I get that. Or your clients. And then others of you are going to take this information and you're going to use it for yourself. I get that. So let me share some distinctions, and distinctions are understanding beyond common knowledge, because they're driven on principles, and principles always work. They always work. The one thing that I want you to share with your team is, if a sale does not begin with a question, it won't end with a close. Because powerful people ask powerful questions. And we know at the end of the day, when we go about the process, one of the challenges that I'm seeing every day is folks not asking enough questions. That's a topic for another time. That's a masterclass all by itself. But if you're looking at your results and your bank account don't reflect how good you are, or you're trying to get a hold of folks and it's not where you wanted to be, or you're going business to business, is because we got to focus on the type of questions and how we're asking the questions. Again, I want to plant that seed, because this is a masterclass. But if the sale does not begin with a question, then there's going to be a challenge. I'll give you a question you can use in a moment. But here's a principle of closing. It's worked for my clients. It's worked for me. It's worked for these teachings. And we've probably taught, I don't know, over hundreds of thousands of folks now with these broadcasts. And that you sell on the tangibles, you close on the intangibles. Let me say that again. Jot that down in your notes. For those folks that are just tuning in right now and you're out there saying, whoa, Shade, I'm feeling you. You sell on the tangibles. There are tangible benefits. What can they touch? What can they feel? What can they see? What do they get their hands on? But you close on the intangible benefits. Those are things they can't touch. So, for example, if I'm teaching a class on selling, I might sell on the tangibles. There'll be more money in your bank account. That's tangible. You can see that. You take that cash and you go purchase resources. That's tangible. You can see that. You have a sales team that's working for you. You can see that. Tangible benefits. Now, it's not applicable for everybody, but typically when you're selling, you're really selling tangibles. My son's in the process of looking at homes, buying a home, building a home. I mean, every other day, if you've been through the process, which I have as well, it's always a change, right? but they can see they're selling on the tangible. But when they think about this is the right place and this is where they want to be, they start thinking about the intangibles. How does it make them feel? What type of confidence does it build into them? And so you sell on the tangible. Someone jot that down in your notes. And you what? Yeah. You close on the intangibles. So let me share one power question, because I couldn't possibly do a MasterClass on closing. Now I'm gonna give you the closing techniques, and I couldn't build the framework without at least sharing one technique that you can use immediately. And here it is that can help you. Just one simple question. It's a short phrase, because I believe that your words can make you rich. Wow, that's a $50,000 idea by itself. Someone do me a favor. Look right below the video. Look right below the video and write these words. Your words can make you rich. You get better at what you say, when you say it, and how you say it, and the magic's going to happen. Is that your way of telling me to keep on going? Okay, we got a lot to cover. Like, Shay, you got to keep going. Okay, so I said earlier, and I'm going to say it again because I think it's so important, and I don't want you to miss it. And I share this a lot with my clients, and some of you work with me, you know what I'm about to say, is that if a sale does not begin with a question, it won't end with a close. And so we've got to have some powerful questions, because powerful people ask powerful questions. So the one question I want you to add to your arsenal that might be early in the conversation, because you understand you are selling on tangibles, but you're closing on the intangible. Those are things they can't touch. You now have that distinction, is this one idea right here. And here it is. What is your true need in regards to blank? And I want you, as you're watching right now, I want you to look below the video, and I want you to ask the question. And I know it's an open question, but I want you to look below the video, and I want you to write these words. What is your true need in regards to, let's say for me, in regards to having a sales team do all the selling for you? What is your true need in regards to generating more revenue in your business? If you're someone like my good friend Sakoni Prince is out there right now, he might say, what's your true need in regards to motivating your team? And the reason I want you to write that question, I want you to get associated to the idea that you can write and frame one question that can open up the possibilities for other stuff. Now, I'm going to get in this one on closing techniques. I think we're going to get to the 1, 2, 3 close coming up, and we've got the buyer's fingerprint. And they've got some cool stuff that we're going to show you, and I'm getting into that thing now. So I'm going to get to that. I'm going to show you all that cool stuff. We're going to go to the emotional close, and we're going to get. We got some cool stuff they're going to show you. But I want to, before I get to the 1, 2, 3 close and different principles we're going to show them, because I got 10 plus techniques. I want to make sure you get the question one. What is your greatest need in regards to blank? What is your greatest need in regards to having more qualified appointments? What's your greatest need in regards to having more speaking opportunities? What's your greatest need in regards to having more customers come into your store? What is your greatest need in regards to reaching more people online? I want you to think for a moment a question that you would ask, and you're framing a question around a problem that they have, because people will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. So look right below the video and write, what is your greatest need in regards to blank? No, seriously, like right now, just get a paper and pen out, and I want you to look right below the video. And then when you look below the video, I want you to write these words here. What is your greatest need in regards to blank? Now, as you're doing that, we will go back and I'm going to give you some feedback. Now, the first closing technique that I want to share with you, because there's many different closing techniques and different types of closing techniques, is called the 1, 2, 3 close. And it's the close principle of 3. And this is just one idea. I'm going to share several, but this is just one idea that you can have in your arsenal. The 1, 2, 3 close summarizes in sets of 3 items. We will give you this, that, and the other. This may be features of the product, benefits of the product, or add-on sweetener items. There are 2 ways to do this. They may either be closely related, so they reinforce a single point, or they may be separate to gain greater coverage. But most customers, they like 3s. And so I might say the product is cheaper, faster, and more reliable than the competition. I might say if you buy today, if you take a step today, not only will we give you your own sales team, but not only will we give you your own closer, but we'll also give you the software to support what you're doing. So you're sharing in threes. If you bring me in to be a speaker at your organization, I'm going to give your organization a webinar that they can listen to when I'm gone. I'm going to give them a handout that they'll be able to use in my absence. And more importantly, I'm going to share a video that they'll be able to watch from their phones that reinforce the points that I was talking on. Just like now, in this particular one of the things I'm doing, although this for many of you, you're watching this at no cost, I'm going to give you the PowerPoint. I'm going to give you my notes. And for some of you, if you get that, that's all you need. You're already in a good space. So think about how you can add that where it's applicable. What's up, Arthur Jacqueline? What's up, Carmen? How you can add that to what you're already doing now. It's called the 1, 2, 3 close. The 1, 2, 3 close. Write that down in your arsenal right now. The reason that we got to have that is it's called buyer fingerprint concept. The buyer's fingerprint concept. If you're hearing this for the very first time, I want you to listen like you've never listened before, because this is the moment you've been waiting for. One of them anyway. I think there's several during the time we're talking. But the buyer's fingerprint is when you understand that everyone buys differently. So we all have our own unique buyer's fingerprint. Give you an example. My mom, Mother Dear, and we buy cars differently. Mother Dear, if she goes to the car lot, she's going to go there. Although she's been going to Lindsay Cadillac forever, although they sell Lexuses. So she's been driving Lexus now for, I think, 15 years. She's going to go there. She's going to drive the car, bring the car back, negotiate, drive the car home, bring the car back, negotiate, and drive the car home again and negotiate. And it's a cycle. So she has her own buyer fingerprint. Someone like me, I'm going in, I want to get the best deal possible at the lowest interest rate, and I want to get out of there. And so you want to be able to understand your buyer's fingerprint. How do they buy? Now, we teach this as part of the buyer's profile. But once you understand that, then you will be able to step by step, hear me out, step by step, communicate more effectively with the prospect when you're speaking to them. Now, I am going to share the emotional close in just a second, because I know the emotional close for many of you, it's going to help you for where you are and where you want to go to. But I don't want you to miss the importance of the buyer's fingerprint. I want you to think, how do your buyers buy today? What are some things they're doing today that you know would help and make a big difference for where they are? Again, we're not going to use this to manipulate. We're going to use this to help them, and we're using this as part of a system. The emotional close, it's going to trigger the emotions. Now, we talked about the 3 E's earlier: the ears, the eyes, and the emotions. I went in great detail earlier. The emotional close plays to their emotions, deliberately evoking specific emotions. Find if they respond more positively or negatively to the emotions and act accordingly. If in doubt, always go for positive emotions. And that's what I do. I always go for the positive emotions. If you're selling insurance, I'm not going to say, and I get that's the takeaway close, your house is going to burn down tomorrow. I'm looking for you having peace of mind. That's an emotion. I'm looking for you to have a sense that you made a good decision. That's an emotion. Just recently, I was talking to someone and they made a significant investment with us. And I said, I want you to feel like you made a good decision. I believe it's going to work, but you made a good decision. And that took the whole steam out of the call. And it put them in what I would call a happier, more relaxed place. Does holding or knowing you have your own sales team make sales for you when you're working on other aspects of your business? Does that feel good to you? People who have purchased or watched our webinars in the past, they feel empowered afterwards. And this gives us a great sense of joy, because just that empowerment, like you watching right now, when you finish this, you might feel empowered. You might feel inspired. You might feel like you have more confidence, and you're more selective on the words you're using, because you got the one concept that your words will make you what? Rich. So you're always leading the prospect You're not going to be pushy. You're not going to be twisty. You're not going to be arm twisting. Nothing's going to change in your voice rate. Nothing's going to change in your tonality. With some folks, if you're watching them do the close, and maybe you've experienced this, right? You know the person is about to close. Just something changes in their attitude. Something changes in their tonality. Something changes in their voice rate. They get stern or whatever it is. And you're like, oh, here comes the pitch. But not for you. I want you to always just lead your prospect throughout the entire call. And I want them to know that you are someone that believes in them, but at the same time, you understand that there's some things that they have to do. Now, as you're watching right now and you're listening, you're like, Shay, this is some really good stuff. And Shay, it's time for me to take it to another level. Shay, I need to customize this just for my business. I hear what you're saying. You're going to go over another 5 or 7 techniques, but I need the notes from earlier today because selling will solve any business problems. Shay, I need to take a look at how I'm teaching these techniques to my team. Or Shay, my greatest need right now is to have more resources to support my vision, support the vision for my loved ones, and to support the vision for the people I was called to serve. Let's just have a conversation. Do me a favor, like now. When now? Go ahead, pause for a moment, take out your cell phone and text the word sales makeover. Now, here's the number. So you would take your cell phone out right now. Even if you've done it before, text the word sales makeover to 202-270-1662. Again, 202-270-1662. Now, once you text the word sales makeover, I want you to go ahead and put your first name so we know who you are. I'll send you the PowerPoint or the slides we're going through. I'll send you my notes. Some of you might just need my notes because you want to train your team. I'll send you the Closing Mastery Playbook. It's a playbook that we have on closing deals, my gift to you. And then we'll have a one-on-one for some of you. You want a one-on-one customized revenue momentum session. Like it's time to get the momentum going at the trajectory that you want for your revenue. It's time to raise your standards in the area of revenue. Look, my promise of that one session is that you'll walk away with one idea that you can use to instantly make more sales. And so what are you going to do? Text the word right now, sales makeover, to 202-270-1662. And then pay this message forward. Now, don't forget to include your first name. Don't forget to include your last name. I'm requiring that so we know who you are and where to send the information. Include your best contact number and also your email so we can connect with you. Now, as you're doing that right now, I also want to share with you the next closing technique. And the reason I'm sharing with these techniques like this is that I believe in systems. And so the next closing techniques, and for those that text me, yes, you're going to get everything. Yes, you will get everything. Don't worry about that. Is the rational close. Now, I like the rational close. I like all of them because obviously I wouldn't show them if I didn't like them and they didn't work. But I know for some of you, you're ready for a breakthrough. For some of you, you're right there. For some of you, like, I'm right on the fence, Shay. This is exactly what I'm looking for. Now, in the logical close, we're going to use reason to persuade. We're going to show them evidence that the service or product we're offering works and has worked for us and has worked for other clients. And we're going to leverage the science and irrefutable proof. So we're going to explain to them why people are buying it. Well, now we've gone through all your needs and this works for you and you believe the price is true. Is that correct? Yeah. Well, let me share a story of another client who was able to take a step with us, and by improving their selling skills, it solved the one problem they had. And I'll tell you about Margaret, by the way. Margaret didn't want to go back and get another job. Margaret said, Shay, the last thing I want is another job. I don't want another job. I'm trying to stay in business. And some of you have been there before. Christy Staples, who was on the Happy Entrepreneur show just last night, she mentioned how she was a business owner. She didn't keep her hands on the sales and the revenue. As a result, things didn't go the way she expected. She had to go back and get a job. And then once she went and got a job, she tightened some things up on her business side that allowed her to leave her job and go back to be an entrepreneur. So we're going to use rationale. We're going to use logic. We're going to use reasoning. We're going to use social proofing. Jot down your notes. And social proofing is when you use a third party to actually make the decision for you. And I keep sharing, I know over and over, I know you're like, Shay, you keep saying it over and over and over and over and over again. How many times are you going to say it? I'm going to keep saying it because to me, it's very important. And the reason it's very important is this one idea, and this is very important, that all roads in business, everything you're doing right now leads to a professional sales presentation. I think they had that. Yeah, all roads in business lead to a professional sales presentation. And I want to make sure that when we show that to you, which we will in just a moment, that we bring that up and we get that to you. Okay. They said they'll get that to you. Fantastic. Okay. So let's show them the next one. Let's show them the next one. While you're doing that, let's show them the next one. The next one that I want to share with you is just an idea, is a brief story adds value to the relationship. Now, you know, you've heard this before. Many of you that are listening right now have heard this before, that facts tell, stories sell, right? Facts tell, stories sell. And we know that to be true. But as we know that to be true, when is the right time to tell a story? Now, some people tell stories for a lot of different reasons, which I'm going to get into. I'll get into the story close. But I also want to make sure that you understand the best time to tell a story, at least right now. And I want you to write down the 2 reasons why you tell a story. Jot this down in your notes. This is so important. The 2 reasons you tell a story is 1, to bring the benefits to life. And number 2, to handle objections. Jot that down in your notes. Bring the benefits to life or handle objections. Jot that in your notes. Bring the benefits to life or handle objections. So I always like to have a story before the pre-close. That's one place. Now this is not a story conversation. We'll get into that a little later. But I always want you sharing brief stories, because when you put them in the right place, it's like fixing a cake. And I never baked a cake, but if I had flour, eggs, water, a bowl, and I had to fix a cake, and imagine if I just put the whole mix together, put it in the oven, took it out, and then cracked the egg and put it on top of it. That would be a problem. And so some people don't have a problem closing. They're just out of sequence, because you need a sequence of events to take place when you're speaking to the person. So we're going to tell the story at the right place, at the right time for the client. Does that make sense? Now, one of the biggest challenges that people have, and I'll get a little more detail in a minute on stories, is they have the challenge of, do they qualify? Do they not qualify? And they run into a challenge of asking not so much the questions, but I call it the affordable close. And there's a lot of reasons why people talk to unqualified people. Sometimes it's the marketing. Sometimes they just didn't know, and so they get too far into the sales process. So let's show you some ideas that you can use that's going to help you around the close part of the affordable close that can make a huge difference for where you are right now. And I think you're going to find this to be true. And for you people out there, let me make sure you share this with your team. The affordable close. You're going to close out any objections they have about price by making sure they can afford it. Find out how much they can afford. Then show that you have a plan that fits their capacity. You bring in other factors to reframe the real price. You show the price of not buying, and then you strip that down and talk about what happens when they do. And so here's how it works. Here's how it works. You're looking for a new roof on your house, right? I'll say that's an example. Or I'll say you're looking for coaching services. And I might say, look, the type of solution you're looking for someone to do everything for you is about a $10,000 conversation. And the reason it's a $10,000 conversation, because we just talked about they're going to meet with you. You're going to have a team of engineers. You're going to have a website team. You're going to have a copywriting team. You're going to have a graphics team. You're going to have a sales team. And you want all this. And then you need production done in the next 30 days. So those resources have to be allocated directly to you. So we're about to have a $10,000 conversation. Now, I can't afford it is often an excuse that comes up. And there's a real objection. If they really don't want to buy, you want to find out immediately, or if it's not a good fit, you want to find out immediately. I was talking to someone, they said, well, Shay, once they understand, how, my services as an attorney can benefit them, then they'll be willing to pay whatever price they want to. That might be true. But here's what I know. as a strategy or a system, that's not the right way to go, because that doesn't apply to everybody. It depends on the buyer's profile. And there's very few folks who have that particular profile already embedded. Let me tell you why a structure and a system is so important. I want you to get this, and then I want to come back because I don't want to leave where we were. Oops, the wrong one. I don't want to leave where we were. I want to make sure you understand one of our core philosophies that we really drive the business by. And this is going to help you right here as soon as I can show it to you. There we go. I want you to look to the bottom. And some of you already text the word sales makeover, and that's cool. I'm looking forward to working with you. It's going to be amazing. I'm not worried about that. But I want you to look below. And one of my signature pieces of my methodology is the 4S formula. Now, jot this down in your notes. And then this is a formula, there's a principle of success that's really helped. And I discovered it 14 years ago. And I've applied it with my clients and applied it in my business, and it's helped in good times and bad times. And it's S plus S plus S. Why is that a small s? Oh, who knows? Equals S. It's bugging me now, but we'll fix that later. We'll fix that later. Oh, it's bugging me. It's gonna bug me. You know how it's like, why would that plus S? Let's go back. Let's make that a capital. Oops, I gotta find my keyboard. There we go. Equals. That should be equals. We're not perfect. None of us equals. Okay. There we go. S plus S plus S equals S. Now I feel much better. And let me tell you what it stands for so you can have it for your notes. But systems plus a strategy plus sales equals a successful CEO. Systems plus strategy plus sales equals a successful CEO. Someone write that right below the video. And that begs the question, and it's my number one idea. Of all the ideas I teach, my number one idea is that systems beat goals every single time. So I'm walking through a systematic way that you can use systems in your closing process, because isn't business just a bunch of systems that come together? When I go running, I've got a system for running a marathon. When I work out with my personal trainer, he has a system. When I'm looking to close in my business, wouldn't it make sense that I have a system? So systems plus strategy plus sales equals a successful CEO, because systems beat goals every single time. Shay, just take a moment and slow down. I'll do that for just a second. Systems, put this in your notes, are repeatable. That's what we're teaching now. Systems solve problems. That's what we're doing now. This Master Closing Playbook. Systems is something that you can hand to someone else and your labor is not involved. You can take what I'm teaching you now, hand it to a sales team, hand it to someone else, and you're done. Systems are duplicatable. Systems are the fastest way to get predictable success. And so your business is just a collage of systems. I'm focused now on your closing system because I know that generates revenue in the business. So systems plus a strategy. And the strategy is just the guiding principles that you use to implement the systems. We believe in the evergreen revenue model, which is how do you do something one time and your labor is not involved. So the signature 4S formula is my signature formula for success in business. And the evergreen revenue model is the strategy that we apply. So now I've got systems plus strategy. Someone write that down and right below the video. Put that right below the video. Plus sales that gives me the resources necessary to execute the vision that I have. So I need revenue in my business to get those resources. So that begs the question used to always come up. Everywhere I went, the question was always the same. Shay, what is a successful CEO? Because you always talk about being a happy entrepreneur. And I am the happy entrepreneur. I mean, I'm happy, but you can be happy and broke. You can be happy and have to go work for somebody. You can still be happy. Nothing wrong with that. It doesn't take away your happiness. But when you step into running a business, an enterprise, and you become a CEO, there's one measurement of a successful CEO. There's only one measurement. I put it right below. At least I did a recap of it right below the video. And there it is right there. A successful CEO has more cash flow. That means they're serving. Remember, we talked about earlier, and I know that might have kind of gone through you about selling equals service, but we talked about that earlier. So they got more cash flow, they got higher profits, and they got the freedom to do the things they want to do when they want to do it, how they want to do it. And think about that. A successful CEO has more cash flow. That means they got money coming in, and they have profits. They spend less than they make, and they have the freedom to do what they want to do. Now, as you listen to that, you're like, Shay, I need a system right now in my business. Shay, I got to get this thing right. This is my time, Shay. This is my year. I'm drawing a line in the sand right now that I want you to text the word sales makeover right now. Text that word sales makeover. Like right now, text that word sales makeover to 202-270-1662. Again, 202-270-1662. When you text the word sales makeover, open up your text message browser right now. Text the word sales makeover to 202-270-1662. Include your first name, include your last name, include your best contact number, and include your email so we can mail you not only the notes, not only the Closing Master Playbook, but more importantly, we can schedule a one-on-one session to help you right now for where you are in your business, because selling will solve any business problem. And right now, you want to reduce your stress, reduce your time, take back your labor, and you want to relax more. And you understand that all the roads in business right now, they all lead to a professional sales presentation. And so now this is your time. This is your year. This is your month. And you're like, you know what? I'm ready to get it right. And for some of you that are texting in right now, yes, I'm looking forward to having a conversation. I'm looking forward to working with you. I'm looking forward to you understanding the 3 E's. I'm looking forward to you being able to use these techniques, not only for yourself, but for your team. And if you're out there right now, like, gosh, Shay, a team, oh my gosh, that's exactly what I need. Look, you've got a vision, and you know that selling equals service. You've got this vision. Selling equals service, and you need to serve more right now. And you know that revenue shows how you are serving in your business right now, and that is a challenge as you're looking back on it. Your bank account doesn't reflect how good you are right now. Oh, there is a solution. There is an answer. Don't worry about that. You can text the word sales makeover right now, and you can have a conversation with someone. Or maybe you're just like, look, Shay, you said it. Text 202-270-1662. Text the word sales makeover. Worst case scenario is a waste of your time. You never look at the notes. Best case scenario is this is the missing piece that you've been waiting on. Because selling is just a process by which we exchange value for value. If you're not selling, you're not serving. My son drives a car, as I mentioned. He doesn't put any gas in the car, but he loves driving the car. So when you serve without selling, it's like bringing the car back with no gas. You had a good time. You enjoyed yourself. It was great. You love to serve, but that bank account, it ain't happening, Captain. And so you embrace this philosophy that I shared earlier, and I'm going to share it again. Cars run on gas. Business runs on revenue. Right now, your business is not running the way you want it to at high octane because there's no gas in there. So when you bring back your car on empty, someone still has to go in and fill up the gas. Just like right now, as you're serving, someone has to help bring in the revenue. Yeah, I get it. Marketing is sexy. You got a website. I get it. You have a business card. I get it. You got a Facebook page. I get it. You even right now even have your own podcast. You have your own show. You got a brick and mortar with your sign out front. Marketing is sexy. I agree. But selling, isn't that where you want to be? Equal service. So yeah, brand is going to help your business. You got a great brand. No one's questioning your brand. You got it like that. You cool. You've got the marketing that's helping your business. Yeah, keep doing that. But in order for you to stay in business, in order for you to grow, in order for you to get to the next level, it's going to take some sales. So you recognize that the selling at the end of the day, Shay, is serious business. And in fact, it is serious business. It is serious business, Dale Muhammad, Helga Moore. It is serious business. And some of you out there right now, you're already texting the word right now, sales makeover, to 202-270-1662. This is your year. Get the notes. This is your year. One-on-one conversation. This is your time. Make sure you put your first name. Some of you texting not putting that. Put your first name, put your last name, put your best contact number, and put your email, because selling is serious. What? business. That's one of the reasons we're having the Master Closer Playbook. Is why it's a 3-part series. Don't worry, I'm gonna give you some more good stuff on here. But some of you right now, you don't want to do all the selling. And what I want you to know is that we are the sales team that you have been looking for. You just want a team to do it all. You want to learn how to do it when you have to get in there. But really, if someone's qualifying all your leads, someone's making the phone calls, they're setting the appointments, they're qualifying. When you talk to them, you're just sharing how it works for their business. And you're like, Shay, that just sounds good. That's what I'm ready for right now. Let me take a 2-minute commercial. We're the sales team you've been looking for. Get yourself a virtual sales team. If you don't want to sell or you don't like to sell, the best thing you can do, y'all got it. It's hire someone that does. We'll be back in just a moment. Let's take 2 minutes and walk them. Hey, what's up, guys? My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. And if you're like a number of my clients right now, where you are sick and tired of talking to unqualified people who don't want to do business with you, or you're tired of tracking down people and trying to convince them and persuade them to do business with you, and you're just wasting your time, or you're just totally frustrated, and it's time for you to increase your sales, then we are the sales team that you've been looking for. You see, the number one challenge facing entrepreneurs today is either lost leads. That means they met someone opted on their page, someone signed up on their webinar, someone said they were interested, and no one could follow up with them, no one could track them down, and you had to do it all yourself. Or you spend a lot of time talking to someone, you spend a lot of time sending them information, only to find out they were unqualified. You're like, I'm sick of talking to unqualified people. So if you don't want to sell, or you hate to sell because you want to do something else with your time, something else with your labor, like spend it with those that you love the most, or doing something entirely different, then I want you to pay close attention. I want you to text this number, because we're going to partner with you in 2 ways. First, we're going to look at doing a complete sales makeover for you. Okay, that's number one. And then number two, we're going to set all the qualified appointments you need without your labor, so you can make sure things get done. And or we're going to have a dedicated sales team to go out and actually make the sale, get the credit card, get the contract, and bring it out. We are the sales team that you've been looking for. So it's just time for you to do a sales makeover. It's time for you to look at your whole sales process and have a structure, a system, a sequence, so you can be scalable and you can really generate those sales. Here's what I want you to do for your sales makeover. Text the word makeover. Do it right now. Open up your phone right now. Text the word makeover, one word, makeover, to 202-999-3515. Let me get that to you again. Text the word makeover so you can look at your business to 202-999-3515 and just follow the instructions. So all you gotta do is follow the instructions, and let's make over your business. My name is Shay Brown, the happy entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone, and we're gonna make some good things happen. We connect again next time. God bless, and I'll see you on the other side. All right, so in this segment, I want to jot at least get to at least a couple of more of these closing techniques, and then we'll go to part 2. Looking forward to connecting with many of you. Looking forward to being the sales team that you really want. Being your virtual sales team. Like, the team's already trained, right? So all you got to do is just show up. You don't have to do anything at all. And for others of you, you would be able to teach your team this right here. Let me give you 2 more examples as part of the Master Closer Playbook, and then we'll be sure to go into part 2. If you registered already, or you text in, you'll get the information for part 2. This is a 3-part series, so this is part 1 of 3, by the way. I couldn't do it all in one time, by the way. That would be very, very, very hard to do. Let's talk about the give and take close. Give, take, close. Now, offer them something attractive. Then we're going to retract the offer, taking it away. Then make them work to get it back. You might find that they really wanted it. They were just on the fence and they were soundly begging to be led. Here's what you're looking for. Oh, hang on. I've already shared that with someone else. Or if you want to, you can get it today if you take this step. When a person sees something desirable, they start to psychologically close on it. Even paying attention creates a weak sense of ownership. When you take the product away, you affect the person's need for a sense of control. And with that result, they'll likely take it back. And so you might be wondering, what's the principle, Shay? What's the principle here? The principle is the scarcity principle. It says that people want what is scarce. The more scarce it is, the more they want it. Let me say it again. The more scarce it is, the more they want it. Let me say it again. The more scarce it is, the more they want it. I want to share one more with you in the time that we have, and then we'll go ahead on to part 2. And this is called the summary close. Tell them all the things they're going to get, and it is a recap of what they're getting. Make it sound impressive. Use full phrases, attractive words. Go into detail, separating as many of the sub-items as possible. And so they understand what they get. You're repeating what they've already agreed. You're putting it all together so they can come back, because oftentimes talking throughout the conversation, they can't remember every little piece. It's like me going back and you saying, Shay, I remember everything you said. But if I slow down and I said, look, I share with you that selling will solve any business problem. We all agreed with that. I share with you that all roads in business lead to professional sales conversation. I share with you that you must use the 3E method, which is understanding how people emotions are driven, understand how they like to use their ears to hear audible, or how they like to use their eyes because they got to visualize things. And so we talked about some phrases to do that, because when you get to the close, you understand your signature selling style, which is how you sell based on your DNA, based on your experience, and you understand the buyer's profile, which is how they buy. And then I went into there some very specific ideas that selling equals service. So you understand the foundation is not to persuade and to influence. It's to really help them understand how you can solve a problem, because people will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. That we're in the problem solving business. Now I'm telling them all the things they're going to receive. I'm kind of walking them through it, just like a few minutes earlier. Some of you text in the word sales makeover, and I kind of shared with you that when you text in the word sales makeover, and you can do that right now. If you haven't done it, you can do it now to 202-270-1662. Here's what you're going to get. The notes. You get the Closing Master Playbook. No cost to you. And a one-on-one customized revenue momentum session. So I'm doing a summary. And I'm reminding you of the 4S formula. The systems beat goals every single time. And the successful CEO has more cash flow. That means money's coming in the door. Higher profits. That means they spend less than they make. And more importantly, above all, they have the freedom to do the things they want to do, when they want to do them, how they want to do them. See, we were doing what's called a summary close. And for some of you, the summary close is spot on. You're like, hey, Shay, one of the things I've been leaving out in my conversation, I'm telling the stories. They understand how I help them, but I haven't been asking the question, what's their greatest need? Or I haven't been taking them in what I call future pacing, taking them into the future so they can see what's out there. But now with these techniques, I can do that. And I can do it more effectively. And more importantly, Shay, I can teach my team how to do it. Because again, your team don't have to sell like you. They just got to solve a problem, because people will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. That was called the summary close. So when we did the summary close, it's like kind of going back and saying, okay, we had 2 outcomes of this presentation. The first one was to teach you some closing techniques so you understand that. The second one was to make sure you walked away with one idea. I gave you one idea up front to make it a good use of your time, and that is selling will solve any business problem. Right now in your business, and it gives you the resources that you need. See, this is just a recap. And then I said, listen, all your activities, everything you're doing every day, all of your marketing, all of your Facebook lives, all of the ads you're running, all of the events you're going to, all of your training, all roads in business, they lead to a professional sales conversation. So let's make sure you understand how to have the best conversation possible. And yeah, there are the 3E system that I teach that I love for folks to know about. What's up, Daryl Miller? What's up, Mario Reynolds? It's a pleasure to have you. Michelle, I'm glad you're getting value, by the way. And I said, look, some people are going to learn through their eyes. And I shared how you can help them, use language patterns so they can see the possibilities of the outcomes that they're actually expecting to receive. And then I shared some specific language examples that you can use so that we can appeal directly to that audience. And then I even gave phrases so that you would be like in tune. You'd understand, you'd get it. And then I said, wait. Some people got to hear through their ears, Shay. They got to hear through their ears. So we got to tell them about the services. We got to use the language so they hear the words as we're saying it. We got to make sure they understand that I hear them. We're talking about it. Let me tell you. I want your opinion. Chime in. We're letting them hear that they know. And then I said, there's another group out there that they just do it on emotion. See, I'm doing a summary now, And you said, woo, I get it, Shay. I got to use the right language. I got to use the right balance. I got to use the right phrases, Shay. I got to do this. But the key that I said was 3 words. And you can jot these 3 words right below the video. I appreciate you, Michelle, sharing this presentation out there. Thank you so much. That selling equals service. And at the end of the day, if you provide a service, you can jot this in your notes. People will pay you today if you help them solve a problem today. We're all in the problem-solving business. So selling equals service. And now you have that distinction. You'll have that forever. And the one thing about revenue is it shows your service. It shows who's paying or who's putting a check in the company's pocket for the problems that it's solving. Bank account doesn't reflect how good it is. There's a challenge there. It's all related to revenue and all related to service. Some of you text me when I put this up there earlier, and I just want to do a recap. We're coming down the home stretch. We really are, but it's on my heart to share this with you. And you can share this video. You can hit the watch party right now. They'll be able to go back and they'll be able to hear all the details. And if you haven't hit the watch party button, do that. If you haven't hit the share button, do the share button. What's up, Adrian? Thanks for joining. Selling is just the process by which we exchange value for value. But if you're not selling anything, I'm going to tell you, you're not serving right now. My son drives a car, loves driving a car. Just like you love what you do, you love solving problems, you love helping people, you would do it for free. He would drive the car for free as well. But when you serve without selling, it's like you've been serving all day, but you're bringing the car back with no gas in it. If you've got children and you've been through this before, you know what that's like. Drive the car, put no gas in it. Drive the car, put no gas in it. This happens for all of us. It really does. You're not alone. At least I don't think I'm alone. I think someone out there, y'all are feeling what I'm saying. But here's the point that I made. Cars run on gas. You get that. You understand that intellectually. You're tuning in like, yeah, Shay, that is so true. But business, put this in your notes, business runs on revenue. You got to have the revenue in your business to grow. You got to have the revenue in your business to expand. And you got to have the revenue in your business to go to the next level. So when you bring the car back and it doesn't have gas in it, then someone still has to fill it up. Someone still has to serve. Someone still has to help. Yeah. I know we talked about marketing is sexy. And yeah, I know you got the website. I know you got the Facebook Lives. I know you have a building with a big sign on the front. I know you have stationery. I know you have t-shirts with your brand on it. See, marketing is sexy, but I want you to hear me like you've never heard me before. Selling is what? Selling is what? Yeah. Selling is service. So branding is going to help your business. Marketing is going to help your business. But sales is going to keep you in business every single day. Hear me on that. So without sales, you will always have more going out than coming in. Selling is really at the core of it, the core of what it is. Selling at the core. Selling is really serious business. It's no laughing matter. It's no joke. It's nothing to laugh about. It's a serious business to be in right now, in this present moment. So that's when we talk about the Master Closer Playbook. I went over lots of different ways to close, because I talked about you have to start with a question. You got to make sure you ask questions. Now, I'm not going to have time to go back through all of this right now, but this is something that we talked about. One of my favorite questions was, what is your true need in regards to making more sales in your business? What's your true need in regards to generating more revenue? What's your true need in regards to having more time to spend with your family? What's your true need in regards to having the right emotional intelligence to run your business? What is your true need in regards to ... I'm going to help a handful of you out there as we close out. There's a handful of you that we're going to work with. You're going to get the notes. Today is your January 1st. There's a restart. Today is your January 1st. There's a new beginning. Today is your January 1st. Sales is a serious, serious thing. And so now that you understand that sales is serious business, you're like, Shay, let me just take a look at my sales systems, my sales strategy, my sales process, because I am a successful CEO and I need more cash flow. I want higher profits and I want more freedom to do what I want to do with the loved ones that I care the most about. If that's you, take a moment and text the word sales makeover to 202-270-1662. Again, 202-270-1662. And make sure you put your first name, your last name, your mobile number, and your best contact. And we'll talk about the 4S formula. I want you to know that you're tuning in, every one of you out there. I want you to know that you're amazing. I want you to know that you're incredible. I want you to know that you have greatness inside you. And I want you to know for you, the best is yet to come. I want to encourage you to tune in to MasterClass or Master Closer Playbook. Number 2, this is number 1. It's a 3-part series. This is number 1. It's a 3-part series. And number 2, we deep dive more into closing techniques and closing strategies. But I want to give you something right now to get you started. I'm looking forward to connecting with all of you. Follow us on Instagram. If you got some good value, just drop a note below and say good stuff. Drop a note below and say we appreciate you. Drop a note below and say this was a good use of your time. We want to hear from you. With that being said, my name, for those folks that are hearing me for the first time, my name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. And I promise you, good things that happen. We connect again next time because today is your January 1st. Yeah, you can get it right. God bless, and I wish you all success. Thanks for joining. Peace. We out. Promise I made to my mom. I only did this message for one person, and that's my mom. This is for you, Mom. Love you. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Shay Brown.
Mic check, mic check.
All I do is win, no matter what. Got money on my mind, I can never get enough. And every time I step up in the building, everybody hands go up.
Yes. Yeah.
And they stay there. And they stay there, and they stay there. Cause all I do is win. Yeah.
Thank you. God bless.